It's about 10:20 or so p.m. the 20th. Yeah, I have to be up early. To be up for wrestling in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep in the bed here. Got the blue light on in the other room for Jesse. Ha ha ha. That's funny, ain't it? Pipe dream man. But you know, I was just getting a giggle off Penny's expense. I'm thinking about how he must have thought he found them. You know, because, well, I don't need a woman. I had 2 of them back on my timeline, back home. I got more than I can handle. You see. But, it would have been nice to have it already lined up for him when he got back, you know, that he didn't have to do none of the stuff that he won't do anyway, you know. He almost has like a self-sabotaging social anxiety or whatever, where he can't really, I mean, with women anyway, you know, all women that could potentially think of him that way. If they wouldn't even think of him that way, he's fine. You know, he can interact with them just fine. But, if there's a chance they might entertain the thought of him, you know, romantically, then he has a panic for some reason. I think it's because he thinks he can't fulfill a woman or something, you know. He's got a complex about it now because of all the sluts in this timeline. And it's like, hey man, everything's good in the next timeline. You girls ain't sluts. You know? Take good care of everything. You're supposed to be took care of. So it's like, it's weird because I see, and you know, I tried to look at some of their stuff, and there is like a thing of Vinny's physicality. It's like a repulsion, you know, because like they're into mainstream shit and, you know, little boys and stuff, and so it's like, yeah, I can't get past Vinny's physical repulsion of that. That's kind of when, you know, he should have like just totally stopped looking at them ever, you know, when the tattoo thing happened. But I don't know, when they developed the preferences for what they developed, it just seemed like he got to where he couldn't watch a video by him anymore. He couldn't listen to their songs no more. It just, there was like a repulsive thought to it all, and it was all centered around, like, you know, little boy lust and shit. And, you know, because, well, it's like a child in the city. It's like, okay, that was running through my mind earlier, and it's like, wow, you know, this timeline did celebrate pedophilia, you know, and make it acceptable. And in California, it's acceptable. And y'all can have sex with little kids in California. It's like, that's sick. So you just never know who's running around with baby butt on them now. And it's legal, you see. You know, you got pedophiles in your government when that happens, right? You know, you got to move out of that state so you don't support those, you know, pedophiles. You don't give them no money on their paychecks. You know, if everybody decent moves away, takes their kids away before somebody can fuck them, you know? But anyway, I don't worry about, and Vinny doesn't worry about Jesse and Nikki ever seeing his videos or him talking about them or anything, because he's counting on the equal repulsion. You know, like they're probably repulsed against his content, hearing him talk too, you know, because, well, y'all know that those who are attracted to our content don't like the mainstream. And those who like the mainstream don't like our content, don't like us. Only come onto the video to call us names and try and cause problems. You see, as well, swatted gnats before they get swatted just aggravate the fuck out of you, don't they? Yeah. So anyway, I just, as I'm laying down here, thought y'all might like to see what I can lay and look, because I got the bed where I can look up at the sky. There's nothing to see tonight. There's clouds and shit probably. The last couple nights there were stars and shit. I didn't even look. I don't know, I was just so distracted. And it's like there's a lot of shit here to just keep you distracted from everything important and everything that you should be aware of and everything that you should be applied to. So, go to sleep. Do some more weird. Okay, so the reciprocity wheel is turning. It's 6:35 a.m. So on the 21st, Monday. Yeah. And soon there'll be another lockdown, hopefully. And this time it'll be permanent, where they can't go back to them temples of hatred. The reciprocity wheel must be turned on against them to bring about the prophecy and the revelation of John regarding their demographic. I used to be one of them too, and I couldn't see how badly I negatively affected others with my religion. It's like, remember the accrued debt for the reciprocity and how big it is. Okay, like for example, they don't want me in my home to attend my ministries, but they don't want to attend to them. Close down the outside ministry completely, And then it's like, okay, compromise the lives of my cats who can't go outside, and leave them there all day with nobody to tend to them. And then, okay, then you're going to go on weekend outings and leave them there all weekend, not even contract me to come over there and tend to them. It's like, well, there you go. You're not stewards. You just wanted to take something from somebody. You didn't want to let them be in their home to tend to their ministry. You wanted the cats to be compromised. And that's just the value of that demographic all across the board, is they think they should be able to take what you tended to and you wouldn't compromise, and then just compromise it and treat it any old kind of way, and put their socialism in on it. You see, y'all think that socialists aren't religious. No, it's like they're one and the same, So yeah, I'm laying here in the bed. I'm kind of, I use these rages now on the astroscape. That's why I came back to the bed. Because I'm going to go on the astroscape and I'm going to speed up that wheel of reciprocity, so we can do to them what they've done to us. We're going to take it all from them. Yeah, it's like whatever you do to a retarded person is going to be done back to you in spades, okay? Yeah. That means even if you know somebody retarded that's getting fucked over like Vinny did, it's like you're going to get reciprocated upon for that, for not fucking, trying to defend them or help them. There you go. You're just going to take some retarded guy and shove him off in some fucking senior apartment complex and shit. The guy ain't nowhere near a senior yet. He makes too much noise to even be around a whole bunch of old people. He's going to be aggravating them and shit, right? It's like, yeah. It's like as quiet as a motherfucker can be, it still ain't quiet enough. This is a quiet town, motherfucker, but this shit. So it's like, yeah, I gotta go out to his van to sing a song. Can't make music no more. Never gonna do another rap song from here, and that's no loss to the world because there's no rap in the next timeline. But still, for this timeline, he needed, something on college level in the genre. And I know they didn't want to let it in because, well, they're all on third grade level. They're writing shit where their rhyme is at the end of every line, nigga, So it's like, nigga me this, nigga me that. If the lyrics say nigga, this shit just ain't rap. I'll never forget that. Yeah, that's the greatest rap lyric I've ever heard. And that one came from an old black dude who just got so sick of
the degradation and the de-evolution of his people using this nasty shit that the Jews bought. You know, it's just like, wow, you could just buy motherfuckers now, and for a price, they'll do whatever. They'll betray their whole race. They'll make their race look like a bunch of garbage. It's like they won't have no shame about it. They act like they're supposed to be famous and shit, like they're supposed to be role models. They're supposed to have money just to do nothing more than buy a ranch or a mansion and a whole bunch of motherfucking shit, and sit around playing video games and getting their dick sucked and shit. It's like, wow, that's what you got famous for? That's what you got some money for, huh? Oh shit, nigga, damn. Now look what you put in your non-tappable, non-deletable superior memory. Yeah, it's like you got used like a tool. You're a human-shaped tool. And you're in the hands of a white motherfucker, ain't there some shit, who's wrenching on your people with you. You should be ashamed. You should be hiding yourself. You should be denouncing everything you ever did as a famous person. And instead, you just keep right on shitting all over everything. Shitting all over it all. Yeah. So then you see why they don't have no sense of shame when the next generation goes stand up and act like they repping you. They're repping you while they burn everything down and tear everything down. Where does this sound familiar? Oh, yeah. It happened before when they bought a bunch of motherfuckers to do what they wanted before. Yeah. And they even called it a movement. And all it ever enabled was gangsters and welfare cases and murderers and rapists and animal torturers. Yeah, the dregs of the race, you see, uplifted them and disenfranchised all the hard-working, decent motherfuckers. That's what's really sad, you see. And, now they're waiting until, there's nobody left who will speak up for how it really was. That there was colored-only signs on the blind pigs. There were no ghettos. There were manicured lawns and hedges. For them to say that, things were the way they say they were, that's an insult to the black race, okay? That's saying that blacks were just niggers who could only have ghetto life. And if there was a black neighborhood, it was the ghetto. That's what they said with that. And, then the supposed leaders stood up and got paid to write mean-spirited books to, want to make everybody feel disenfranchised. I want you to understand something. If you will not get up and work with your own two hands, if you will not get an education, if you will not be productive to the world, you should be disenfranchised. You're disenfranchising yourself. Okay? Ain't nobody else doing it to you. I grew up in some of the harshest ghettos of Detroit that are now regentrified. Flower bed neighborhoods, because, you couldn't have houses there. You couldn't have a Church's Chicken. Anybody remember Church's Chicken? You couldn't have a Kentucky Fried. You couldn't have a McDonald's or Burger King. Hell, when they turned the school over to the black children destroyed the band equipment. They destroyed the sports equipment. They spray painted all over the lockers. They spray painted all over the school property, and they destroyed the fucking playground faster than the maintenance crew could keep up with it. So they had to come haul the shit out just to keep from getting sued. Ain't that some shit? Shit that little white kids took care of for 2 centuries. Fucking, you give that same school to some black kids, and it don't last 3 years, and it's destroyed. It's just a shell of a building. It's fucking, it's like sending your kids to hell. I mean, the few kids that ain't like that, raised by opportunistic, prejudice, begrudging of their own motherfucking, existence, their pre-existence here. They're gonna begrudge their own pre-existence because they can't make more out of it. The white man did it. You see? Okay. The white man didn't do that to the school. The white maintenance man was out there fucking dripping sweat, hiring people to help him try to keep them little kids in the playground. Yeah. What did your black people do? They got up into the city council. Huh? They go visit the school and they say, wow, what a bunch of little niggers. And this is coming out of the mouths of black motherfuckers. This is costing too much money. take all that shit down. They did this to the school in less than 3 years. Okay? And then everything that went there is just screamy, fighty. They was always out on the playground fighting, spray painting, beating on each other. It's like, damn. And this was little children. At 12 years old, I was beautifying that same neighborhood. That these little motherfuckers that were programmed by toxic role models, your famous blacks, to be hateful and to destroy the world around them and then blame someone else that it's a ghetto. It's like, wait a minute, who spray painted this shit that the little white boy made so nice? You came along with your can and you spray painted some stupid gang bullshit. Now you see why in the next timeline there ain't no gangsters and there's no nasty little welfare mama who would raise a gangster. Fuck that nasty bitch. These motherfuckers got no respect for their mamas. They just don't want you to say nothing about their mama. But they say everything that needs to be said about their mama with their lives. Even when they get rich and famous. What did Snoop do? He said everything the white man put in his mouth, and he did everything the white man said for him to do. You sit down and play video games. You do not go build a community center. You do not help any black children. You do not set no proper example. You do not denounce what we had you say in your songs. You do not denounce fucking calling your own people fucking nigger. You do not denounce one step of fucking what we made of you, because you are our fucking mold, what we made of you, and what we say you could be if you had that color skin. Do you see? And they make sure they buy enough motherfuckers to keep that going into your brain. Oh, you don't have to check yourself. Check Whitey first. It's like, no, Michael Jackson tried to tell you, you got to check the motherfucker in the mirror first. You see? Oh, but he would just, well, okay, you know what? Here's the thing. If they say a motherfucker a pedophile, maybe he ain't. When the pedophiles and baby blood drinkers are saying somebody was fucking with some shit, maybe he wasn't really doing it. That's how I'm starting to see it. Because they all got this click up. Do you know how many famous motherfuckers know about me? And they're all part of this shit. You know, they're going to keep me down. Well, they not dealing with me from this timeline now. You see, the me that they kept down in the next timeline, he got 2 women. Yeah, there you go. We'll take it from you. We took the world from you. And in the next timeline, we stomping all over where you thought you was going to be buried. You ain't even buried there because you never got born. Fuck you. Ain't no cemeteries full of thugs and gangsters because they never got born. Their races, their ancestors got cold. They went back in time, the time traveling angels of death, that dealt with the Nibiru culprits here, the planet of X culprits. Yeah, and you can see the evidence that it did happen in the hieroglyphs. Okay, it's like they're gonna go back and they're gonna find the 2 motherfuckers in every fucking bloodline that got together and started the downward striation that led to these motherfuckers. They will murmur in their tents. They gonna cry in their tent. You got a nice place, Your neighbor, he go to work every day. That's why he got their nice car, their swimming pool, their manicured lawn, and them trim hedges and shit. Got their nice house. All you gotta do is do what your neighbor do. Go to work. How come you don't go to work? Oh. But when somebody say, hey, let's go march on Washington and burn down our own neighborhoods and burn down our own stores, you gonna run and do that. When he writes you a letter from jail, he wasn't even really in jail. Yeah, you ain't in jail if you got a white hoe in there sucking your dick while you're fucking dictating what somebody's gonna write for you. Your letter that you didn't even pen with your own hand. Yeah. Yo, you're in jail. You're in jail like fucking Al Capone, man. Yeah. You just a home, a new apartment in the jail for a while. Yeah. You gonna write a letter telling all the motherfuckers that followed him to go burn shit down and now go kill all the good, hard-working black people that wouldn't join them. They wouldn't quit their jobs and become ghetto like them. And they were already enduring bullshit because people started becoming racist against black people watching them burn shit down. So then they started calling their co-workers nigger and shit. It's like, there you go. Do you see what they did to the hard-working blacks? Yeah. Snoop ain't got something to say about it. Neither do Ice Cube, Kendrick, Dre. None of these freaks that call themselves, oh, they hating the white man, but they fucking, they eating at the white man's table saying what the white man told them to say to keep the race disenfranchised. They don't like y'all hearing this. That's why it keeps getting taken down as hate speech. I didn't say anything hateful. Y'all know that. Y'all couple who got caught this. And it's like, you need to start fucking taking this shit down, downloading it and re-uploading it somewhere else. Yeah, because they keep taking it down. You can't tell these young black people nothing about what really happened. They bought all the old motherfuckers off and scared the few and killed off any that they couldn't scare and shut up. Okay? That's what they did. That's why how they changed history. They killed off all the true historians. They kept the ones up that they could buy, like Alex Haley, who could change it all and say, hey, wow, yeah, my ancestors weren't headhunters who went to, neighboring villages and raped and pillaged and finally got caught and, got sentenced to, be executed or extricated and got sold to some passing ships. No, they was kings and shit. Yeah, they were princes. They were noble. They took care of all their neighboring villagers. Yes, they did. They never burned down nobody's hut with them in it. No, they didn't. They didn't hurt no babies. No. Them working in the fields wasn't reciprocity for what they did. No. Okay, well, if it's really like that, man, then how come you didn't listen to Alex Haley and decide that you're going to do the opposite of a white man? And everything that you come in contact with, you take good care of it. Property, kitties, puppy dogs, other people. How come you decide to do it worse than what was supposedly done to you? How come nobody famous will tell you not to do that? Don't you ever wonder why there's nobody black and famous that will tell you the truth about what happened in the 50s and 60s? Why they all act like they should be swinging from MLK's dick? Do you ever wonder why? There ain't nobody that has an opposing viewpoint. Don't you wonder why? It's complete racial compliance, man. Okay? You have motherfuckers who are rich and famous who have absolutely no talent. They can't play musical instruments. They can't rap. They can't sing. They've got nothing good to say. They spew nigga every other fucking word. It's like, fuck, they're a desecration. They're like, okay, you're looking at snot on the wall and you're saying that's the black race. These motherfuckers are the boogers, man. Okay? They're the boogeyman. The boogeyman. The boogeyman. Oh, shit. I don't know how I got into that, talking about what's gotta take place, These motherfuckers, they want to compromise shit, and then, they want to take shit and then compromise it. Take shit from someone else and then compromise it. They don't want to let him tend to it the way it should be tended to, but they don't want to tend to it either. They want to compromise it with a social lifestyle. Well, you see, the real minister was living like a monk. He didn't have no social lifestyle. So, you don't swoop in and take his ministry from him and his location from him, and you're going to live a social lifestyle. You're going to cause the whole demographic to get walloped for that shit. So that's what we got coming. Yeah, pretty soon they won't be able to go congregate at them fucking horrible dens. And if we gotta fucking lock them down to keep them fucking goddamn being proper motherfucking goddamn stewards, then I guess that's what we gotta do, right? Because we're not playing games with these motherfuckers no more. You do deadly shit. You take lives from people. You cause a whole litter of fucking kiddies to not have a fucking garage to go into so they can get caught. You cause there to not be a minister there to fucking take care of it. You cause all the motherfucking goddamn priorities of the place to get changed from God's will to some little man's will. Because, well, if you can't be as big as Vinny with the location, you're kind of a tiny man, ain't you? Yeah. And then you don't want to keep any there to do what God had going. Yeah. And you think the God's just going to, let it ride. All right. Well, maybe he will for the reciprocity. Because we do have this revelation of John thing that has to be fulfilled. And they do have to be dealt with. They cannot be allowed to continue in this way. That's what's happening, y'all. I'll get up later and upload this. I'm going back to sleep because I want to get on the Astral. I want to spin that wheel a little bit faster. I'm going to go turn that outside light on, though. And unplug the blue light so it'll last longer. You can't say that I didn't keep the light on for Jesse. I did what Priestess, he probably wouldn't even have did. I don't think he was even going to bring that lamp with him.
Yep, just another time loop for everyone who ever called themselves being a protester, everyone who ever called themselves hiring one of them, and everyone who ever called themselves having an agenda that could benefit from protesting. Yes, we call for the spirits of those who have been victimized by Black Lives Matter, including the animals, and by to awaken now and go get revenge on everything that dares represent Black Lives Matter or benefit from them. Yes, and anyone who dares post them or put their banners up. Yes, let the curses go forth, compounded per molecule of everybody's body on the planet. Yes, and the animals too. Yes. Let the curses be self-replicating curses. And let those curses hit their ancestors. And if they have children, their children. Yes, let them be curses of devastation, poverty, lack, disease, sadness, loneliness, tragedy, death-causing events, constant endurance of violence, pain, bombings, being burned alive, raped, tortured, gently mutilated, beheaded, time loop, spiritually executed to never get born, to come here to fail their pre-existence, accomplish the opposite of all they hope to accomplish, and to personally get time looped by me as their victims again. Yes, and let it also be so for everyone famous who they're fans of, and everyone who ever benefited from their fame, including advertisers and everything all the way up to Wall Street and beyond, even people who provided them with platforms. We're wiping this shit out. We're culling the herd of all the shit that really needs to go, nigga. Next timeline, you don't ever see any of this shit happen. Nope, never happen. And I lose time traveling angels of death into heaven and earth to go identify all those entities I just put curses on. Yes, identify them as targets. Kill them, kill the ancestors before they can spawn the downward striation that led to them, and nullify their agendas while you're at it. Just kill everything that ever thought to participate in their agendas. And I lose time traveling devils into heaven and earth to go manifest those curses and guard the curses till they're fully manifested, and dance on the shoulders of all these nasty little welfare phantoms that I had to curse because they shouldn't have reared their ugly little heads. They should have stayed hid in their holes like the scorpions they are up underneath rocks and shit, and they didn't. So when they reared their stingers, we grabbed them and cut them in half. Yeah, so there you go. Dance on their shoulders, cackle on their ears every time something bad happens to them, because they deserve everything we're bringing down on them.